My name is James.
I'm Jillian.
And this is our stories.
Ready? Alright, welcome to another edition of Neighborhood Stories. This one is going to be Father's Day edition. We just kind of decided, and we're here. So these are my children, Mr. James, Miss Jillian. And yeah, let's get to it. James, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 13. I like to play lacrosse.
How long have you been playing now?
For my 6th season, just finished, or for my 5th.
And what happened in the final game?
Oh, the championship game?
You guys won. You guys won the championship. Congratulations.
I scored the first 2 goals of the championship game.
Now he's just bragging.
No, I'm not. And I like to ride my unicycle.
Unicycle. Very talented kid. He picks up, both of them. They decide they want to do something. They pick it up, and with a little encouragement and frustration, but they end up figuring it out. And so, this here is Jillian.
Yes.
Louder.
What?
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am 11. I am your daughter.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Whoa, pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. I play soccer. I just ended 5th grade.
Going into 6th, this last year of elementary school.
Yeah.
Jillian is very creative. She likes to write and draw, and yeah, she
And color.
kind of gets that from me. And color.
I like coloring.
And both the kids have a very odd sense of humor, and I blame myself for that, so I apologize. But let's get to it. Jillian reminded me of a story that it was one of her favorite stories as a child, so why don't you tell them the embarrassing story about me? The one about your nightmares.
Oh yeah. So I was deathly afraid of worms when I was a kid. And so then one night I just woke up and I screamed worms. And so it was really dark. It was like midnight. And so my dad got up.
We were in a brand new place, right?
Yeah.
We just barely moved in there. This is our first night sleeping in this new place.
And he got up and he ran right into a wall.
It was, we were in a basement. And I'm blind anyways. And I figured we were in the old place. Yeah. So when your daughter screams bloody murder in the middle of the night, you just jump right out of bed and head straight towards her voice, and I ran straight into a cement wall, and I had a huge mark on my forehead. I didn't know what was going on, and yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I ran into a lot of walls in my life. So
he ran into a glass window.
Glass window multiple times, sliding doors. Windex is my enemy, so.
I did that a couple of times too.
Did you think of any stories? Yeah?
Yeah. I remember one time my dad got mad at me because it just barely finished raining and I like to dig for worms, and at the time Julian was deathly afraid of worms. I found a worm like this big. It was like no joke.
It was huge.
I took it and I was like chasing around Julian with it.
That's what
Dad got mad
brothers do. Another thing I remember is one time I was washing clothes and about worms. And so I was washing clothes and I went to go take the clothes from the washer into the dryer, and I noticed like a worm kind of scraped on the side of the thing. So I was like, oh, that's kind of gross. So I went to throw it away. And as I was putting clothes in, there's worms everywhere inside the wash. And I asked James what was going on, and he was collecting worms in his pockets, and I don't know how we never found it, but yeah. So I had to pick out every single worm, throw them back in the wash machine, and we survived. It's good. So
I like worms.
I
also like Snapple.
I don't know. These kids are great. We have a lot of amazing stories, and it's nice to kind of recollect and talk about it. One of my favorite recent stories, I think it was within the last year, that kind of, I don't know, there's a lot that these kids do that make me proud, but one that kind of stuck was we were in a store somewhere, and all of a sudden you hear hand drums going on over the radio up top, and James looks at me and goes, "Hey, this sounds like a," and then Jack Johnson's song "Upside Down" starts, and his eyes light up, and he's like, "You used to sing this song to us as a kid," and like just having him remember those types of moments, you know, growing up was really just really powerful, and so I loved it. I loved it a lot. So, but yeah, anything else you kids want to share with them?
Camera?
Yeah.
No.
Huh? Good.
Join the uni army.
And also, happy Father's Day to all of you fathers out there. You know, don't take your kids for granted. Spend time with them.
You man.
Hear stories. Talk stories.
You the man.
Spend time, and I don't know. I've learned a lot from these two. So, till next time, have a good one.